Hello and welcome to Prepspot. In this video we are going to know about a significant military operation recently conducted by India, Operation Sindoor. This strategic military action unfolded on 7th May 2025, when the Indian Armed Forces executed precision missile strikes targeting 9 terrorist camps located within Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, or POK. This operation was a direct response to the devastating terrorist attack that occurred in Pahalgam on 22 April 2025, which tragically resulted in the loss of 26 lives. The primary objective of Operation Sindoor was to dismantle the established terrorist infrastructure that was linked to prominent terror organizations operating in the region, including Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba, and Hizbul Mujahideen. Our discussion today will provide a comprehensive analysis of this operation, exploring its strategic definition, its immediate origins in the Pahalgam attack, the meticulous execution of the strikes, and the wide-ranging implications that followed, all tailored to provide essential insights for those of you preparing for competitive examinations focusing on current affairs in 2025. Operation Sindoor can be defined as a carefully coordinated military strike specifically aimed at neutralizing terrorist facilities in direct retaliation for cross-border terrorism, with the Pahalgam attack serving as the immediate catalyst. The very name of the operation, Sindoor, carries a poignant significance. Sindoor is the vermilion powder traditionally applied by Hindu women, and in this context, it was intended to symbolize the profound grief of widows, most notably referencing Himanshi Narwal, whose husband was tragically killed in the Pahalgam attack. The choice of this name was deliberately made to evoke a strong emotional resonance within the public, reflecting the deep loss of life and the nation's resolute determination to seek justice for the victims, a symbolism that was widely noted, including in reports by the New York Times. In military terms, Operation Sindoor can be characterized as a focused operation involving precision strikes designed to neutralize specific terrorist infrastructure while consciously avoiding any targeting of conventional military or civilian assets in the process. The operation itself was executed swiftly, lasting a mere 25 minutes, from 1:05 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. on the morning of 7th May 2025, and was officially described by the Press Information Bureau as focused, measured, and non-escalatory in its approach. It's crucial to note that this operation marked a significant point in India's counter-terrorism efforts, as it was the first instance of an Indian military strike within Pakistan's Punjab province since the 1971 war. To fully understand the context of Operation Sindoor, we must revisit the Pahalgam terrorist attack. This horrific event unfolded on 22 April 2025 in the popular tourist destination of Pahalgam, located in Jammu and Kashmir. The attack specifically targeted tourists, with a primary focus on Hindu men. Tragically, it resulted in the deaths of 26 individuals, including 25 Indian nationals and 1 citizen of Nepal. Notably, reports indicated that no women or children were harmed during the attack, with survivors recounting that the terrorists instructed them to inform the government about the incident, a detail highlighted by the New York Times. The attack was swiftly linked to terrorist groups operating from Pakistani soil, although Pakistan vehemently denied any involvement. This denial further escalated the already strained tensions between India and Pakistan. The sheer brutality of the Pahalgam attack, vividly captured in viral images such as that of Himanshi Narwal grieving the loss of her naval officer husband, ignited widespread public outrage across India and fueled strong demands for a decisive retaliatory response. The attack occurred approximately 2 weeks prior to Operation Sindoor, effectively setting the stage for India's subsequent military action. The Pahalgam attack also served to underscore the persistent security challenges that continue to plague the Jammu and Kashmir region, a territory that remains a point of significant contention between India and Pakistan. The clearly stated objectives of Operation Sindoor were twofold: First, to effectively neutralize the existing terrorist infrastructure operating within the targeted areas, and second, to act as a deterrent to prevent future terrorist attacks emanating from these groups. The operation was specifically focused on dismantling key aspects of the terrorist networks, including their recruitment centers, training facilities, and operational bases, with the overarching goal of ensuring the national security of India. Importantly, the specific sites targeted during Operation Sindoor were reportedly chosen based on credible and actionable intelligence, with a conscious effort made to avoid causing any civilian casualties in the targeted areas, a point emphasized by the Indian Express. Operation Sindoor aligns with India's long-standing policy of zero tolerance towards terrorism, a stance that has been consistently articulated by key government officials, including Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri. The execution of Operation Sindoor was a meticulously planned and coordinated tri-service operation, involving the seamless integration of the Indian Army, the Indian Navy, and the Indian Air Force in striking a total of 9 identified terrorist camps. Of these 9 sites, 4 were located within Pakistan proper, while the remaining 5 were situated in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. As mentioned earlier, the entire operation was executed within a remarkably short time frame of just 25 minutes, between 1:05 a.m. and 1:30 a.m. on 7th May 2025. According to reports from the Economic Times, the specific locations targeted included Markaz Subhan Allah in Bahawalpur, Pakistan, which served as the headquarters of Jaish-e-Mohammed, Markaz Taiba in Muridke, Pakistan, the headquarters of Lashkar-e-Taiba, a facility known to have trained the perpetrators of the 2008 Mumbai attacks, as reported by India Today, the Mehmoona Zoya facility in Sialkot, Pakistan, a location identified as Sarjal Tehra Kalan, Markaz Ahle Hadith Barnala in Bhimber, POK, Markaz Abbas in Kotli, POK, the Maskar Rahil Shahid camp also in the Kotli district of POK, the Shawai Nala camp in Muzaffarabad, POK, and a location identified as Markaz Sayyidina Bilal. Notably, the operation leveraged advanced military technology, including precision-guided missiles and indigenously developed loitering munitions from Bengaluru, which were instrumental in ensuring minimal collateral damage, as reported by The Hindu. It was officially confirmed by Defence Minister Rajnath Singh that the entire operation was executed from within Indian territory and no Pakistani military establishments were targeted. This operation marked a significant moment as it was the first time since the 1971 war that India conducted strikes in Pakistan's Punjab province, targeting sites that had been linked to major terrorist attacks against India, including the 2008 Mumbai attacks and the 2016 Uri attack. The successful execution of Operation Sindoor relied heavily on advanced military technology to achieve both precision and effective coordination. A key element was the use of loitering munitions, which are essentially sophisticated drones capable of autonomously loitering over a designated target area for a certain period before executing a strike. These were reportedly developed indigenously in Bengaluru, highlighting India's growing capabilities in defense technology. The operation also employed precision strikes, which involve the use of guided missiles that can accurately hit their intended targets, thereby minimizing the risk of damage to surrounding areas. Technically, the operation involved the launch of approximately 24 missiles, with a significant concentration of firepower directed at the Markaz Taiba facility, where 4 separate attacks reportedly destroyed 4 buildings within a span of just under 10 minutes, as reported by the Times of India. The entire operation was meticulously coordinated by the 3 branches of the Indian Armed Forces, the Army, Navy, and Air Force, with real-time intelligence playing a crucial role in the selection and targeting of the identified terrorist camps. The overall success of Operation Sindoor was widely attributed to India's significant advancements in its indigenous defense technology sector. Operation Sindoor elicited a wide range of reactions both domestically within India and from the international community. Domestically, there was widespread political support for the operation. Prominent opposition leaders such as M.K. Stalin and Tejasvi Yadav publicly commended the armed forces for their decisive action, as reported by The Hindu. Public sentiment across the country was largely supportive, with organizations like the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, or RSS, hailing the operation as the beginning of justice for the victims of the Pahalgam attack, also according to The Hindu. Following the operation, an all-party meeting was convened on 8 May 2025 to formally brief political leaders on the outcomes and implications of the military action. Internationally, India proactively briefed 13 out of the 15 member nations of the United Nations Security Council, notably excluding Pakistan, on the necessity and the measured nature of the operation, as reported by The Hindu. Several countries, including Qatar, Spain, and the United Kingdom, issued statements urging restraint from both sides in order to prevent any wider escalation of the conflict. Pakistan's immediate response was to vehemently condemn the operation, claiming that it resulted in 26 deaths and 46 injuries and accusing India of committing an act of war, as reported by Al Jazeera. Subsequently, Pakistan reportedly attempted retaliatory drone and missile attacks targeting 15 Indian cities, but these were claimed to have been successfully foiled by India's air defense systems, according to NDTV. Following the Indian strikes, there were also reports of shelling from the Pakistani side across the line of control, resulting in the tragic deaths of 12 civilians and 1 soldier in the Poonch sector of Jammu and Kashmir, as reported by The Hindu. The overall situation led to a temporary disruption of civilian life in northern India, with the closure of 21 airports until 10 May 2025, and the temporary closure of schools in border areas as a precautionary measure, according to India Today. The operation significantly heightened the already tense relations between India and Pakistan, with both nations reportedly holding high-level crisis meetings in the aftermath. The name chosen for the operation, Operation Sindoor, carries significant cultural and emotional symbolism within India. As mentioned earlier, Sindoor is a traditional marker of marital status for Hindu women, and its association with the grief of widows, particularly in the widely circulated image of Himanshi Nerval's mourning, was a key element. The name was intentionally selected to evoke strong public support by framing the military action as a quest for justice for the families of the victims of the Pahalgam attack. However, the choice of name also drew some critique. For instance, feminist historian V. Geetha, as reported by the New York Times, criticized the name for potentially reinforcing patriarchal narratives and objectifying women as mere symbols of grief or honor. The Indian Army's official post on the social media platform X announcing the operation reportedly featured an image of spilled sindoor resembling blood, further underscoring the symbolic intent behind the operation's name. This naming strategy reflects the government's apparent use of cultural symbols to galvanize public sentiment and support for its actions. Operation Sindoor carried several potential strategic and political merits for India. Firstly, it served as a clear demonstration of India's advanced military precision strike capabilities and its technological advancements in the defense sector. Secondly, it likely strengthened national resolve against terrorism and fostered a greater sense of unity and purpose within the country in response to a perceived act of aggression. Thirdly, by directly targeting high-value terrorist infrastructure, the operation had the potential to significantly disrupt future terrorist activities and prevent further attacks. The reported destruction of Markaz Taiba, the headquarters of Lashkar-e-Taiba, was seen as a particularly significant blow to the operational capabilities of this major terrorist organization, as noted by CNBC TV 18. Furthermore, the operation arguably boosted India's image as a proactive and decisive player in the global fight against terrorism. However, Operation Sindoor also carried inherent demerits and potential risks. The most significant of these was the risk of escalation into a broader and potentially more dangerous conflict between India and Pakistan, especially given that both nations possess nuclear weapons. The claims made by Pakistan regarding civilian casualties resulting from the Indian strikes also had the potential to harm India's international standing and credibility. Additionally, the operation led to a temporary but significant disruption of civilian life in northern India, including widespread flight cancellations and the closure of schools in border areas. Tragically, the retaliatory shelling from Pakistan following the operation resulted in the deaths of 12 civilians and 1 soldier on the Indian side of the line of control, as reported by The Hindu. The long-term impact of Operation Sindoor on the already fragile relationship between India and Pakistan remains uncertain and is a subject of ongoing analysis and concern. The response to Operation Sindoor has been multifaceted, with both strong support and critical perspectives emerging. Supporters of the operation argue that it was a necessary and justified response to a brutal act of terrorism, effectively showcasing India's strength, resolve, and willingness to act decisively in its own defense. Conversely, critics have highlighted the inherent risk of escalation between two nuclear-armed neighbors and have questioned the long-term effectiveness of military strikes alone in addressing the root causes of terrorism. The feminist critique surrounding the symbolic naming of the operation, viewing it as reinforcing gender stereotypes, also formed a significant part of the broader discussion. Furthermore, India's Ministry of Information and Broadcasting reportedly noted a significant disinformation campaign launched by Pakistan in the aftermath of the operation, further complicating the narrative and underscoring the information warfare dimension of such conflicts. Ultimately, the long-term success of Operation Sindoor will likely be judged by its ability to deter future terrorist attacks without triggering a larger and more destabilizing conflict in the region. Answer this question in comments. The correct answer will be given heart and pinned. Lastly, we just want to let you know that we are a newly emerging online platform for competitive exams. Creating educational explainer videos like these requires a lot of effort, money, and time. If you like these videos and want us to excel and create videos in all categories of competitive exams, then you can consider supporting us with a one-time donation through the Ko-fi platform and also by becoming a member through Patreon. This will help us create more such informative educational videos in the competitive exams space. So, one last time, subscribe and share this channel with all your friends who are preparing for competitive exams. And also, follow us on social media platforms. The links are given in the About section of the channel and also in the video description. So, see you in the next video.